Hi, my name's Tracie from See Hear Feel Art. If you're new to this channel, thank you and welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. You inspire me so much, and it is you who are the reason I even do what I do in the first place. To share my work and experiences, capturing those magical moments which I hope will inspire you in return. This painting today, an acrylic on canvas, is about one of the most tiny, magical moments I had ever experienced at that point in time. A huge reminder that even in adversity there is a much bigger picture. Many years ago we had a rescue bird, a cockatiel who couldn't fly and was a part of our family for 16 years. He was the same age as my youngest daughter. Growing up together, they just adored each other as we all did. One morning we woke up to find something was clearly very wrong, and clutching into my chest for warmth and contact, we rushed to the vets. Sadly, there was nothing they could do. My heart broke. The kids, particularly the youngest one, were inconsolable. A difficult time for all of us for many reasons. A few days later, I went for a walk and sat by my favourite tree near the local lake. The tree had been struck by lightning years before, and the trunk had been completely split open and gutted in a spiral shape, completely hollowed out by the burn. Yet despite this, many years later, the first leaves began to show and to grow into the beautiful willow it had been before. Nature's amazing, and I was shown exactly just how amazing that day. A few feet away from me, by the next tree along the water's edge, were a family of ducks laying down and sleeping. Apart from the mum, she looked at me, and I looked at her. I hoped she wouldn't be worried by my presence. I just wanted to sit for a while. And in that wave of sadness, in my mind I said, "You have a beautiful family there, Mama. I know how much they mean to you. Same as mine. I have a family too. And the same as our little bird did." As we looked at each other, and I smiled sadly, I had a sudden rush of his entire lifetime, from when we first took him in, the way he talked and sang and loved and climbed up your leg because he couldn't fly, would cuddle and fall asleep, his quirky little ways and character. As the thoughts flashed through my mind at an incredible rate, the most equally incredible thing happened. A baby duckling stood up, and one by one, each duckling woke from its sleep. The first began to walk towards me, and all the others began to follow in a row. For a split second I worried the parents might attack me if they came too close, and again I looked at the mom to check her reaction, and I was stunned as she simply looked at me, blinked, then nestled down to sleep, burying her head in her back feathers, with her eyes closed. And this reaction was the single most thing she could ever have done to show trust in me. The babies walked in a line all the way to me, chirping and cocking their heads, and I sat still and in complete and total awe as they began to jump and climb up my leg, and some went right under my legs and laid down. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry, and I chuckled softly with tears in my eyes, saying hi and talking to each and every one of them. One looked different from the others. Look at you with your colours, you handsome little thing. And to another, so you're the cheeky one. And you under there, sleepyhead. And another made me laugh as she tried to run up the inside of the lining of my coat, only to slide down again. But she never gave up, trying to the point that I think she was just now enjoying the slide. Mum and Dad stayed asleep, and I just stayed in complete awe and watching them all. And for about 5 minutes they played and climbed, and the little one slept against my thigh. And suddenly the one that had first stood up began to walk back the same route they'd arrived. And just as before, one by one, the others began to follow back to their parents to lay down again. It was the most heartwarming experience. And as I looked at the sleeping mom, without moving, she opened her eye and looked at me. I just smiled and mouthed the words, "Thank you." She just looked at me, blinked a couple of times, then closed her eye again, not even looking up to count her children. It was a connection in its absolute purest form. It's so sincere, so unexpected, and so from the very core, the very essence of all of us, that is always there and always ready when you are, whether you realize it yourself or not. Don't ever doubt that we are a part of you, that you are a part of us, that we are one. We will always be with you. We will always be connected.